Hello and welcome everyone with a lot of love. My name is Atman and I'm going to be the main facilitator of this program today. And this is being aired on YouTube simultaneously. And here we begin. Some more people are joining. Continue. We have more than 100 registrations. Let's see how many turn up just now. A lot depends upon how much they have a desire to love themselves, perhaps. Well, having said that, love is something so normal, so natural, and it's a pity, it's sad that you even have to organize a class to teach you how to love yourself because you're born with that, isn't it? We all are born with a lot of self-love, and it is so normal and so natural to love yourself because there are no conditionings, there are no expectations. We haven't really acquired any contamination from the universe, from people around us. We only knew love as a way of life. However, later, as we grew up, we've been told, you're a bad boy, you're a bad girl, you are horrible, you're selfish, you're not good enough, you are stupid, you're idiot. Only if you become very, very bold, you're lovable, or only if you're beautiful, you're lovable. Only if you have fair skin, you're lovable. Only if you have long, beautiful hair, you're lovable. Only if you have very clear skin, you're lovable. Only if you have lovely eyes, you're lovable. And we've heard so much of criticism, so much of judgments about a body or about her intelligence, about a performance in the school, about everything that we did or we did not do. And we spent better part of our life listening to a lot of that, especially during my age. I remember bringing up children by criticizing them, judging them, punishing them, saying bad words was very, very common. And I don't think our parents did not love us, and that's why they did it. They only hoped that we became better because they became better when they were judged, they were criticized. And they thought you would become better when you would be judged and you would be criticized. And probably you passed this on to your parents and your children and your relatives. So we have become a bunch of criticizing, judging people purely out of love. There was a lady in my workshop, she was telling me that my husband is otherwise very good. However, he's so mean at times, which I just can't understand. He cares for me. If I fall sick, he feels terrible about it. He provides for me. And yet, he at times gets so mad at me for things which are beyond me. So I said, as in, what happened? He says, we went to buy shoes, and in the shop, he took me to a very nice shop, and then he says, I like the shoe, and then says, but you need to have a better feet to match the shoes. Come on, let's go. She felt so insulted and humiliated because this was said in front of a shopkeeper, children, and others were listening. And she said, I don't understand why he does that. I said, did his mother criticize him, judged him, or humiliated him? She said, yeah, she does it even now. And for him, that was the expression of love, judging, criticizing, humiliating. And that's what he did for her because he loved her. Love is equal to judgment, humiliation, and criticism. And that's what he knew. So it's not about just loving others, we start doing that to ourselves in the name of love, and we don't even realize. I'd done this exercise some time back, and if you haven't really participated, I invite you to go and stand in front of the mirror and watch what's your first thought. Do you have that wow factor in your eyes? Do you feel a joy and smile? Or do you kind of look at the mirror and say, hey, little extra hair over here, and a little pimple over here, and this wrinkle and this scar, what happens? Can you love yourself irrespective of how you look? And after all, a mirror will only show how you look from outside. Trust, the world shows how you look from within. So your subconscious mind is reflected through the world around you. And mirror only reflects the outer stories. So as much as you do not like at times the outer inconsistencies, there are several inner inconsistencies you may not like. Forgetfulness, negative thinking, irritation, uncontrollable anger, frustration, inability to say right things at the right time, inability to succeed as per the expectations. So many things that you think you should have, and when you don't have it, you feel terrible about it. Well, nobody can be 100% perfect. The number of expectations that you have and the nature of expectations you have could be much higher than what you could cope up in a human way. And yet you would have much more expectations. And if you have more expectations than what you can manage or cope up, obviously you're going to fall short and you're going to feel not okay about yourself. And when you feel not okay about yourself, it's going to undermine your love for yourself. And the cycle would repeat. Most of the time, we wait for people, for people to love you. If people love us, we think that we are lovable one. If people honor us, we think that we are the honorable one. If people appreciate us, we think that we are the appreciable one. We keep waiting for them. And do you know something? They keep waiting for you. They treat you the way you treat yourself. They observe you. If they see you loving yourself, they will love you. If they see you honoring yourself, they'll honor you. If they see you appreciating yourself, they'll appreciate you. And they can see the truth. They can understand how much you value yourself. And if you value yourself, others will value too. Do you know something? You go to a 5-star hotel, you don't bargain. You don't throw any wrappers in and around. You maintained the sanctity of that place. You go to a roadside vendor and you may start bargaining. You may start undervaluing his or her services. And you don't do that with the establishments and people who are well placed already and who know who they are. Same way. There are some people who think that they're not good enough. You catch wipe and you certainly make them feel not good enough. or even if you do not make them feel, every gesture of yours can be interpreted as your judgment or criticism or a remark that we're trying to tell them you're not good enough. So, what I mean to say is treat yourself the way you want others to treat you. Do not wait for others to treat you in a way you would like to be treated so that you can treat yourself the way you would like others to treat. Sound a little complex, but if I have to simplify, just give yourself what you expect others to give you. What is the advantage of doing that? When you do that, first of all, you may not even wait for others to give you that. So you only expect from others what you do not give it to yourself. If you can and you do give what really you want, you wouldn't even want or expect or wait for anybody to give it to you. We only have to keep waiting only when we do not do enough for ourselves. Love is the first factor, first experience. If we love ourselves so much, it doesn't really matter whether others love us or not. And interestingly, they all start loving you the moment they see you or feel you loving yourself. So give yourself what you expect from others for two reasons. One, that sets you and makes you very, very independent. And at the same time, you get what you really want and deserve because others want to imitate you. So the mistake that commonly people do is they wait only if I have a boyfriend, I would know I'm the lovable one. Only if my mother-in-law appreciates and loves, then I know I'm the lovable one. Only if my husband comes home early, I know I'm the lovable one. You don't need all those conditions. Second is check what do you mean by love. So if you have too many ideas, thoughts, beliefs, and conditionings, you find it very difficult to experience the purity of love. So only if somebody gifts me, that means that person loves me. Or only if that person bothers to go through my regular WhatsApps or regular status or regular FB or Insta, and then cheers me up, that means he or she loves or cares for me. Only if somebody appreciates or sends me thank you cards or birthday wishes, that means that person loves me. How many conditions, how many beliefs, how many restrictions we have kept to the flow of love. Liberate yourself from all those beliefs, one after the other, because none of them are true love. None of them will give you eventual fulfillment. It's just a temporary high. However, it doesn't really take you to a very deep, profound, and purest experience of love. Love yourself without any conditions, without any judgments, without any expectation. I think, I had heard one very, very beautiful phrase once. It says there's only one best child in the world, and every mother has one. Okay? So there used to be a time when most moms used to be unconditionally loving their children. It doesn't happen today so much because they think that by um, being not okay about the child will do somewhat better. and they themselves feel not okay, they pass on that not okay feeling to their children, and their children pass on that not okay feeling to the world around. And we see a lot of relationships suffering from that not okay feeling, hoping that one fine day we will be okay. And that day may or may not come, or perhaps never comes. Because what if you become okay? What will you do next? We like to keep chasing some goals, some expectations, some stories, and some development. This is the game we are in. The game will end, or we will crack this game and rise beyond this game only when we open up to the possibility of loving ourselves independent of people's love for us. And when you love everything that you are, all that you are, without any judgments, without any criticism, without any troubles, without any expectations, you love the whole world around, because the world around you is the reflection of your inner world. And very naturally, you'll fall in love with the world. And at the same time, when you start loving the world, you'll see that reciprocation, and suddenly your life would be full of love. And that's where I would love all of us to go. We have given ourselves 10 such weeks where we are going to work with ourselves and explore the beauty of self-love. So having said that, I open up to the question series. If anybody has any questions, do let me know right now. Yes, Priyanka.
Ma'am, I wanted to know that, like, if there is some lag
Perhaps
in
you have
our.
to unmute. Um, is she audible? Anybody could help me with that?
She's audible, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
she's audible.
Okay, fine.
Ma'am, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, ma'am, my question is like if we don't love ourselves that much, obviously there is a lot of self criticism and we end up not loving ourselves as much as we should do. So, how much of us we are not, we say, but on the other hand, we say that we love our children very much, you know, and we care about them as much. So, how in like is it a subconscious or in a subtle way that we don't love them, or we play those games of not loving them as it should be?
No, we all love them. We love almost everyone, but we have definitions and styles of loving.
Okay,
So, as I explained, see,
the
for mom,
example that you gave, like,
yeah. So, if your mother loved you by worrying about you, your loving style would be full of worries. If your mother loved you by sacrificing, your loving style would be full of sacrifices. If your mother loved you by feeding you, you will make sure you feed them.
correct. Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Right.
that's it. So we do love, actually, we all love, but we make it so contaminated that recipients don't receive it well because they have their own filters to experience love. Okay, so for you, if love is discipline and the opposite person has love is equal to feeding, but you want to discipline, the other person wants to be fed madly, now the opposite person is going to feel unloved.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
let's talk to Delnas now. Yes, Delnas.
Hi. Can you tell us how to accept ourselves the way we are and how to love ourselves exactly the way we are?
The process, Delnas. I can explain, but I don't know if really it helps. So, why do we not accept? First of all, understand. We think that through rejection we grow better, and your subconscious mind is designed and wired to ensure we continue growing. So, if rejection helps you grow, you're going to keep rejecting at least yourself or a part of you. So the day you understand, you crack it and reprogram and rewire your subconscious mind. Okay. There's a process to it. There are certain statements which goes right into the subconscious mind, changes the storage system, and changes the rules of the subconscious mind. So if you create another rule that I grow through expectance, then you don't have to keep rejecting yourself.
Okay. You grow through acceptance. Okay.
Yeah, you have to create that rule systematically, and that's what will open you up for further acceptance. Yeah. How
Also, I
alone
had one more
you're going to talk?
I had one more question. Like, we have been brought up in a culture where you have to respect the adults, whether they abuse you, they disrespect you, you still have to, always respect the adults. So, how do you break that, because suddenly I think the new generation is changing. Self love is increasing. People are not accepting disrespect. And it becomes a clash between the two generations.
I get a feeling if you genuinely love yourself, nobody would hurt you.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah, you don't even have to take a stand. You don't even have to be assertive enough. I mean, you can be assertive, but in a very loving way. Your language, the way you treat yourself, the way you conduct yourself, will define how others treat you or conduct.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Yes. So we have now Preeti.
Hi, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening,
Uh,
Preeti.
Ma'am, so I have two questions. So when you say we have these restrictions, right? Now, these restrictions are perhaps also coming from certain styles, the way we've grown up culturally or whatever. So if these are expectations and there are ifs to loving, how do we break that chain? Because if, let's say, you gave a very nice example that uh, on social media, if let's say we are not appreciated or the husband doesn't come in early, whatever, these are some examples. So we tend to condition our mind that, yeah, we are not loved. How do we break that chain? That's the first question. And my second question is, uh, so I think it's pretty much what the other lady Dilnaz asked. Uh, what is the thin line where I consciously check myself to say I'm just loving myself, but I'm not being how should I say, rude is a very heavy word, but that's my space of loving myself. Just let me be, because again, so maybe the concept is so new of self-loving ourselves, it may not be taken well.
Yeah. Okay. So again, there's the belief it may not be taken well.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that also you have acquired. Probably it was thought that it's bad to be selfish. And if self-love is equal to being selfish and selfish is bad, then you think you're being bad. And that's what others will also mm, agree with you. And they will not let you be that. Again, it's all about our beliefs. We have to recognize our beliefs systematically and crack them. Okay, it's all about deprogramming and reprogramming, mainly deprogramming. It's more about unlearning than learning anything.
Yeah, I
Because,
think that was my first question. Yeah.
yeah, it's more about unlearning process because loving ourselves is so natural. I don't have to teach you.
Thank you.
Most welcome. Yeah. Yes, Nikita.
Hello, Atman.
Hi.
Atman, I want to ask this question. Like, since self-love is different for every individual, so what virtues comes in self-love? Because suppose I know what is self-love for me, but I still have expectations from others in certain areas. Not because if they do not fulfill them, I'll not be happy, but I feel more happy if they fulfill them. So what is this self-love? Like, just like what is this self-love? What virtues comes in self-love? It is different for different people. Or if we fulfill our needs completely, then we should not be completely driven by other people roles in our lives. I'm like little bit confused.
Okay. So whatever you think self-love is, whatever you think,
Okay.
self-love is not that.
Mhm.
Because the moment you think that this is self-love, you've gone into some beliefs.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, that will not let you love fully.
Yeah, so then I know, like in like few past weeks, I got that feeling that the self-love or love, whatever this word is the divine itself. I mean, we have lost those qualities,
Yeah.
because I cannot be compassionate with the people if the person is hitting me on my face, straight on my face. I have not that much evolved or that loving कि कोई मुझे सामने से मारेगा तो मैं अपने I may not feel sad या मैं रोऊंगी नहीं. I shall be crying. So that's why I asked you, what is the self-love thing?
Nikita, you don't have to take beating from anyone, abuse from anyone.
Mhm.
Others beating and abuse is a reminder of your need to punish yourself somewhere.
Yeah. Okay. So, okay, with this masterclass, I'll eventually maybe able to understand what is the self-love again. Okay. Okay, Adnan. Okay.
Yeah, it's experiential, Nikita. I'm so sorry. I'll not be able to put it in words.
Okay. Okay,
All
Adnan.
I can say is when words go, the
Mhm.
experience comes in.
Okay. Okay, Adnan. Okay.
It's Kanchan.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Yes. As you said, if we look into the mirror, what is your reaction? So, if I say yes, yeah, if I like one of my life lesson was self-love also. So,
Um, I can't hear you suddenly.
okay, ma'am. Am I audible?
Hmm?
Ma'am,
Yes,
am I audible?
yes.
Okay. So, if I say I love myself, but
Hmm.
still I have some, suppose, for example, if I have 10 friends and 8 of them appreciate me and 2 of them do not appreciate me. So, does it reflect my inner world?
No, maybe. Most of the time, yes.
Yes, ma'am. What
And
does it?
especially if they're not appreciating you, is
Yes.
not appreciated by you.
That means somewhere like 80% I'm appreciating myself and 20% I'm not appreciating myself. Is it like that?
It can also be possible. And see, it's not always necessary that everybody has to love you,
Yes,
right?
definitely.
That everybody has to praise you, everybody has to like you. They have their stories. But
Yes.
why would you get affected by them?
Yes. So there will be so if we 100% love ourselves also, there will be always some criticizers in the life.
But it won't matter to you
Yes. So that is only the life lesson. No, so we don't have to be affected by the visits. That is the
because they would do it simply because they think that's how they love.
okay.
Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
It could also be love from them, right? Okay, Chani.
Hello, Atman.
Hi.
Hi. So I think I have this conditioning where I feel that if I love myself, I will stop growing.
Right.
And there's a need to constantly improve myself or improve. And the other thing is also that I equate love with a lot of doing, like doing for others. If I love someone, I need to do for them. I need to show them. How do I change this?
You know it, right?
Maybe.
I know you know it. It's just be an allowance, right?
Yeah.
We'll discuss that later.
Thank you.
Most of you. Yes, Apurva.
Good evening, Atma ma'am. Ma'am, learning about this concept of self-love, been trying to practice also for quite some time now. What I feel is that when we do this kind of a very loving self-talk and we realize that the kind of dialogue we are having with ourselves, it is supposed to be very positive and loving, still we face a lot of resistance. The resistance is from outside, that I understand that world is a mirror, but sometimes that resistance also comes from inside. So how do we balance that, ma'am?
Accept the resistance. That's the greatest acceptance you'll have.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Resistance is nothing but a non-acceptance of certain things. So if you have a non-acceptance of your non-acceptance, you're going nowhere. You're going to feel stuck. Be an acceptance of your non-acceptance also, and it's okay. All right. Sometimes you might feel that my answers are a little vague, but some of them are senior students and followers, and I know what they know. So I am answering, and that answer is for them. So don't feel lost. They know what I'm talking about. So I'm sure they'll get it. Okay. Yes, Lavnika.
Hello, Atman ma'am.
Hi.
Good to see you after a long time. Hi.
Yeah, pleasure to see you.
So my question is, self-love is like one thing I'm also practicing, and as all the other participants shared, what I feel like we start loving ourselves, we try to accept ourselves and many things, but somewhere, sometimes it is like our conditioning is in this way कि unconsciously the things comes up. हम हो सकता है थोड़े दिन consciously practice करते हैं, like हमने 30 days किया, 40 days किया, and then after that 30-40 days we come back to the same practice where we were conditioned. So how to come over that? Like that's a like inbuilt thing.
Yeah, that's I've taken it 2.5 months course. Okay. So that you learn, practice, falter, come back, learn, practice till the time it becomes a habit. No, I could teach the same thing in one day, but it's not about teaching that. It's about facilitating. You have to be an allowance of that facilitation. That's it. I know.
Okay.
So anything you do, like even a child, when the child starts walking, you don't expect a child to start walking without any, falls. They fall, they walk, they continue. So it's not that you're going to love yourself overnight or 2.5 months, 2 hours a week, okay. But that 2 hours is more like a reinforcement and further tip and further guidance. So it's more like a mentoring process.
So this is a course like we people are doing, but how about the generation who is coming up? How we should teach those kids who are just growing now to the develop a practice of self-love? Because sometimes it could be like for parents, it could be offensive.
So all I can say is love cannot be taught. Be love. Let love be so contagious that everybody who comes in touch with you feel full of love, and they can only radiate love. Okay.
Good.
Just
Thank you.
be love. Be the channel of love. Yes, Pooja?
Thank you.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Ma'am, this new technique which we've been taught, where you look at yourself in the mirror and say good things. For years now, I don't like looking at myself in the mirror. I mean, I will only see the mirror to put kajal or lipstick. Otherwise, I don't like to see the mirror. And I have been practicing from 2 to 3 days. So I think it's a fake smile also coming when I'm looking at myself in the mirror. So that is one thing which is happening. And secondly, is it wrong to expect a fairy tale love? I mean, yes, self love is important, but what is the harm in expecting lovely love from outside also? I mean, I believe in fairy tale love, and what is wrong in expecting love from outside?
I don't think there's anything wrong. However,
Which I don't get. So,
yeah, so when you can't love yourself, how do you expect others to love you?
why is the mirror not giving me fake smiles?
Because you think that by rejecting yourself, you're growing better.
Okay.
Yeah. You've created that associations and you don't need it. Love is minus all intellectual concepts that you have for love.
Thank you.
Yeah. I think that's all about it. I just wanted to remind you that the whole training is going to start very soon. We will put up in the group, WhatsApp group, the dates and the events and the subject. My team wanted to make sure that you make up your mind earlier and faster, and don't sit over pondering to help you make up your mind. Uma and my team, including Deepa and Shazia, they have created a special offer for you, and that is one-time offer of rupees 8,000, and just join ASAP. I think the offer will remain open for a day, and take up this offer, and let's meet every week, and let's reconnect to the love within. I wouldn't say learn to love. Love is always there, just reconnect. Thank you, Zishan. Thank you for joining. And thank you everyone for joining. So remain open. The few tips that you're going to get, give yourself what you want others to give you, number one. Don't wait for others to give you something so that you feel worthy. Rediscover your self-worth, self-love, self-honor, and the world will change their ways. Decondition yourself as much as possible so that you remain open to experience love, because love is minus all conditionings. And when you drop all your beliefs, all your conditionings about love, you will rediscover love and be that love. Love is contagious. You don't have to teach, you can't expect, you can't force anyone to love. Just be love, spread love, and that love will come back to you again. That's all I can say. Thank you so much for joining, and have a great life ahead. Bye.